Well, today we want to look at springtime weeds, and we're going to get down to the ground on this. I am going to show you the side of the garage where I have an invasion of henbit and the purple dead nettle, that taller one with the bees on it right here is the purple dead nettle. Those bees seem to have like either big orange eyes or a big orange head, but they look like regular honeybees on the outside. If you know anything about bees, let me know what you think those are, or if there's something besides just a regular little honeybee. Don't need any hornets or anything around here. I've had my fill of hornets. But anyway, this particular side of ground is where we had some bushes pulled out last year, and the weeds are doing pretty well over here. Now that's a henbit right there. It kind of stands up, reaches toward the sky, and has like little collars. That's how you can recognize the henbit. And then the purple dead nettle looks kind of softer and shingle-like, but they both have the little purple flowers. And as you can see, it looks like in this patch of ground, my garden bed here, the purple dead nettle is the one that's winning, along with, of course, a lot of grasses and things that escape from the lawn and get over here. But it shouldn't take me too long to get all these pulled. But I just had to film it to show all of these plants. These are fairly easy to pull out, and I like to let them grow and bloom in the spring because the bees, when they first come out in the springtime, they're looking for flowers, they're looking for nectar sources and things, and I like to leave these out. I just don't want them to seed. Once the blooming has occurred, they start to dry up, I want rid of them because I don't want them to come back. Now that purple dead nettle is a perennial. It'll keep coming back. The henbit's an annual. It won't come back except it'll, of course, spread its seed. Now there's a similar plant to the henbit. It's creeping Charlie, but it's more of a viney thing that grows along the ground, and there wasn't any over here for me to show you. But the purple dead nettle is more like a candlestick that sticks up and attracts the bees. You can see I have a forest over here of the purple dead nettle. It's a pretty flower. When you look up very, very close, they're real tiny little, almost orchid-like blossoms. Really, really look nice. But I need it to be back to just the plain mulch like it is. I'll just basically freshen the mulch once I clear all that out and put a little preen on it. The preen works good. I don't know if you've ever used that, but the preen works perfect. Now, right here in the background, you see the dandelions. They look really good. I guess their roots go down to the middle of the earth because that one has produced a lot of blossoms. And look at this one. It's got many, many tears coming along it. It looks like a gigantic chandelier candelabra, but looks good. Now they're kind of in the background to it, amongst the little tops of the purple dead nettle is speedwell, and that kind of gets, it's very, very tiny, and it gets matted against the ground, dries out pretty quickly. But I'll show you a couple pictures of it close up so you can see how pretty it is with the tiny blue flowers. Now that's down the hill, and where the water drains through this pipeline that we've got running off the gutters of the house. But over here, let me show you a view of the dead nettle. And out here on, of course, what's supposed to be the grassy side, look at those tiny little blue flowers in there. That's the speedwell. Aren't they cute? They're just like little tiny fairy flowers. They'd be perfect for a fairy garden. Just pull those weeds out of your garden, plant them in your little fairy garden, and you're in business. But you can see how tiny they are compared to the dead nettle. But they're cute. But anyway, On down the hill, you can see all the rocks and sedum that we have put in there. I've got to clean the tops off. The birds are finished with them now because there's things to eat for them besides the seeds on here. Heuchera has come up. Looks good. I think this will be the third summer for it. I've got quite a bit of weeds to clear out of that gravel. But this is our water runoff going down this fairly steep hill. But that little bed over there on the other side, it's kind of letting some of the sedum escape, but it looks pretty. I like it. I may or may not dig up some of that to scatter back into the flower bed. But it's coming from in between the boulders, but I think it looks nice. There's another one of the prize-winning dandelions, and that's a Korean lilac. I think it is a dwarf Korean lilac. And my hellebores here are at the foot of the hill, but we're going to have another video on those a little later. But thanks for joining today, and I'm glad you stopped by to see another video. And I'll see you again sometime soon.